Hello ladies and gentlemen, Jake here. Today we're going to be going over the basics of lighting in Hammer. Now there's two basic light entities that we're going to be looking at today. There's the light entity, which is just, its class name is just light, no underscores or anything, that's it. And then there is the light underscore spot, which is slightly more complex but still useful. So first let's look at the light entity. So the basic light entity is just an entity that broadcasts light in all four directions. So it'll broadcast light up, down, left, right, and front and back, all at the same quantity. So this is useful for just basic lighting. Like if you just want to add sort of ambient light to a room, it'll broadcast light everywhere. But it can get kind of unwieldy and kind of not look real great if you're trying to use it in smaller spaces. So what this would look like in game is that it would broadcast light up and down, and as soon as the light hits the ceiling, it's going to become extremely bright. So you're going to end up with a spot on the ground and like a spot on the ceiling, and then maybe some spots along the walls, and it doesn't look real great, especially when you've got it dead smack in the middle of the room and you're trying to broadcast light, say, from like a lamp prop or something. Maybe you've got a lamp in the corner and you want that lamp to emit light in, like, out into the room. Or maybe you've got some spotlights along the ceiling and you want those spotlights to emit light in a certain direction. But if you're just trying to get light into a room in a real basic form, then this is a great light to have. But if you want more precision control, then allow me to introduce you to the light underscore spot. So this is essentially the same as the other light entity, except all of the light that it broadcasts goes in a specific direction at a specific angle. It's also a little bit dimmer. The default settings for this light are extremely bright, and they'll make the entire room basically glow. This one, it's a little bit more dim, but you can brighten it up. So we'll look at the light settings here. So for this one, we've got some special parameters. We've got a bright angle and then a fading angle. And these are essentially the angles for the light. The outer angle is the fading light angle. So it's going to determine the angle at which the light will slowly start to fade to black. And then the inner angle is basically the broadcast angle of the light itself. So everything within that angle will be bright. So if you want to make the light wider, you just make this angle here wider, and then widen this angle here proportionally. Or if you just want the light to be very sharp, then you make them the same. And so that's basically the special parameters that this light has. But all lights have similar parameters, and some of those parameters are brightness and appearance, and some of these other ones, but mostly just brightness and appearance are the ones that we want to look at. So brightness allows you to control the brightness, as it says in the name, and the color. So there's 4 values here in this box. The first 3 are the colors, the red, green, and black colors. And then the last one is the brightness value. So the default brightness value is 200. And then all of these other colors, you can manually change them, or you can hit this button here that says pick color, and it'll show you the color. And it's got all of these nice little buttons here that help you select the color. And then if you select a color like, say, blue, then it'll, there we go. Then it shows up in this box, so you know what color it is. Can I undo that? Nope, it's not gonna let me undo it. Oh well. So yeah, that's how you select the colors. So for this light over here, I've adjusted some of the parameters. I've made it a lot thinner, and then I've made it red, and then I've also made it a lot brighter. So you can see here I chose the color red using this thing. The first 3 values here shifted, and then I made the last value 400. And then I've also changed its appearance, fluorescent. I've changed it from normal to fluorescent flicker. So there's a lot of different presets here, and all of them will make the lights do different things. So you can see this one in game will flicker a little bit, and it'll be red. And then it'll sort of go along this wall here, and it'll be very skinny until it hits the floor, in which case it gets very, very wide. So yeah, that's the basics of lights. And there's a lot of other parameters here, and you can get lost in them, and they're for doing different things. But for the basics, you just want to stick to brightness and appearance, and then maybe you want to give your light a name just so that it's not nameless. And yeah, that's basically it. So once again, thank you for watching. This has been the basics of lighting. Perhaps I'll make a more advanced tutorial on advanced lighting, but I'm not very good with lighting overall, so I still got a lot to learn. But anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.